We all have a different culture. We all have a different language. We all eat different food. We all dance and sing a different way. We all have a different tradition. So I will tell you about my culture when I get to it. I will tell you about 4 generations. I will teach you 2 Athabascan words. At the very end of my presentation, I will sing for you in my native language. Even if the mountain's not out. If it's out, it will be to my right between 2 gray mountains that come down like in a V shape. That's where it would be. So Alaska's got 5 natives, 5 different speaking natives. Eskimo, Aleut, Tlingit, Haida, Athabascan. Eskimos are up north, around Barrow, Nome, Kotzebue. They live off the ocean, whale, seal, walrus, fish, salmon berries. Different culture. The Aleuts, they're from the tail end of Alaska, called the Aleutian chain. The Aleuts are fishermen. They have canneries for fishing. They mostly, some of them would have tattoos on their face, on their neck. They have sharp pointed wooden hat. They are part Russian. I used to go to high school with them, some of them, and I recognize them by their last name. Lestenka, Armina, Kazanov. Yeah, they have last names with all. To the southeast of Alaska, around Sitka and Juneau, these are the Tlingit and the Haida. That's where you see the totem poles. This country, in that area, it rains a lot. Rain country. You come into the interior of Alaska, surrounding Fairbanks. These are the Athabascan tribe. That's what I am. The Athabascans are related to the Navajo and Apache. The interior of Alaska, the Athabascan, there are 11 regions. We speak the same language, but just a little different in dialect. We try to hold on to our tradition and teach it to our young ones. Our language was almost lost one time, but it was brought back to us by some people we love and respect, and that's our seniors. So now we're teaching it to everyone in school, in every village. Plus it's being taught at the University of Fairbanks. Plus it's being dictionaried at the University of Fairbanks. We still do our native singing and dancing. We still hunt off the land like our ancestors did. I will tell you about our ancestors, my ancestors. I am the 4th generation of Chief Charlie. My great-great-grandfather, Chief Charlie, was one of the few that was up in this area at one time. 1917, Denali National Park opened up the park for you to see and for the future generation to see. Before that time is when my ancestors used to hunt around in here. When it opened up, they move on into the interior. That's their home base now. That's where I was born. That's where my father was born. My grandpa. My great-great-grandfather, Chief Charlie, he used to live in a tent. That was his home. They used to migrate a lot. He used to hunt with bow and arrow. They used to make their canoe out of birch bark, out of roots from pine trees. The roots from that tree, that was their thread. They used to make bow and arrow out of the bones of an animal. The meat was their diet. The skin of an animal like moose, bear, or caribou. They would use it for their clothing, their housing, their bedding, and the only way they would get around was walking. Okay, my grandfather, Moses Charlie's time, this is when log cabins were starting. This is when Hudson came in, and they started getting pots and pans. They were introduced to sugar and coffee and tea, and they were also introduced to candles. But my grandfather, they didn't get those. They just, they would use bear oil for oil and a little cloth. That was their light. Now my father's generation, he used to build his own sled. He used to build his own canoe. I remember hauling water. I remember hauling wood. Growing up in one cabin with 10 sisters, brothers and sisters, and mom and dad. Tough time. We used to use gasoline lamp for our light. Okay, it's my generation time. It's more modern. I have electricity in the house. I have running water. I have washer and dryer. I have freezer. I have electricity. Ta-da! And internet. Whoa! Whoa! Whoopee! No, yeah. So there's a difference between those generations, from the time my great-great-grandfather was here to my time. But our language, we still teach it to the young ones. We try to hold on to it. Don't lose it. We still do our native singing and dancing. We only do it at a gathering called potlatch. We still hunt off the land like they did a long time ago, but with modern tools. We hunt off the land in order to survive, because for our tiny village, we don't have grocery stores there. A lot of us don't have grocery stores. So we rely on the land. So the government give us time to go out and get food off the land. The Eskimos, the Aleut, the Tlingit, the Haida. I don't know their culture. I don't know their ways. They have a different, completely different. So just a little idea about the natives of Alaska. 2 words in my native Athabascan language. Anabasigana.
Athabascan.
Anabasigana.
Athabascan.
That means thank you, my friend. I want to tell you, Anabasigana, for coming to Alaska. I wish every one of you a safe trip. I never say goodbye to my new friends. I just say I'll see you, because I believe someday, sometime, our path will cross again. Till then, I wish you all safe and happiness. When I sing my native song for you, open your heart to it and remember this short time you spent with me in Alaska. Denali in my native language means the high one, the great one. This song was made way back around my great-great-grandfather's time. It's a very long song, but I'm going to make it short.
Oh, you can make it long. Just keep going.
Yeah. At that time when it was made, the only instrument they would use was a drum. They just used a drum. Today, to this day, we still just use the drum to sing our native song. Ooh-ha-eh, Denali. Ooh-ha-eh, Denali. Ooh-ha-eh-iya. Ooh-ha-eh-iyo-ha-eh. Yantago Denali. Yantago